Okay, today I think that we are going to try to come from Ulaanbaatar, which is the main capital city of Mongolia, to the border with China. And that is basically halfway to Beijing. So we're in the digital sense, we're quite close, I would say. You know, even if in kilometers, it's not so.
It's not so close.
No.
Like
no.
you'd die if you tried to walk it, would you?
Yeah, of course. I think it's by car, it's 8 hours and something.
Yeah,
Which means that by train, I think I calculated this. Then it starts to be like 11 or 12 hours.
Okay.
Which you can try it, of course, and eventually, you know, you would.
Saša, are these diesel trains that we're going to be traveling on? None of them are run.
Yes, I think all of them. Or actually, like the fancy. You see, I haven't questioned that. Let's see. While we're here, I think the fancy one looks like a steam train almost.
But if it is a steam train, then that's pretty awesome. I'd be happy to spend the extra money just to get the steam train. But yeah, I like the amount, like these fuel calculators that calculate the fuel for these journeys, that like flying causes more damage than boats and all these. Like obviously a boat's fuel consumption is a lot less because you're shipping a lot more goods compared to what you can get on a plane. Like it's understood that it is far more efficient.
Yeah.
Fuel consumption wise.
I think that there has been just like this year, they released like a traveling journey from the UK to, I think they went from the UK and then down through the Balkans, like to Amsterdam, and then down to the Balkans, and then from the Balkans, boat trip to Naples or Genova, like to the south of Italy. And it was like a Vice documentary, so it was actually filmed last year, not this year, because we, of course, cannot travel that much this year. And it was quite a difference between flying there, actually, even if you're doing so many more kilometers.
Yeah.
And you see more because you need to go a bit around, or like usually your plan is not to go directly.
But I'm always thinking that maybe painting things with the one brush, like maybe long distance travel in this format also comes with other problems because you're traveling that long distance entirely on diesel trains. So
train 4. I've found some stuff, but train 4 doesn't really mean much. They don't give you like the type of train. Well, type of train, Trans-Siberian. Type, all commuter rail, Far Eastern system. There's an electrification, so some of it is electrical. I think that maybe all of it is electrical. Line length, number of tracks, character long haul, track gauge, and electrification, overhead line. Okay, maybe it's electrical.
Ah, maybe the whole thing is electrical then.
Yeah, it seems so.
That would have a very different fuel consumption, because then if it's run off of nuclear, then it's actually most efficient on the planet.
Moscow, Pyongyang, Kyiv, Vladivostok. Demand and design, not construction. Okay, like in 1891, it was definitely not electrical.
Yeah.
War and Revolution, Second World War, today. There's a lot of container traffic that I know, because if you go through Google Earth, you can see like that they have like, there's like a train or like a locomotive, and then there's like, I don't know, 30 wagons after that.
Yeah.
So I think that also these passenger trains might be like that, you know, you have 4 wagons for passengers, and then you actually carry stuff in the other compartments. Okay. Trans-Siberian in 7 days. Well, at some point maybe, but not yet. Yeah, I know that we change gauge. I don't know how do you spell this, or how do you say this word, gauge? Gauge.
Gauge.
Gauge. Maybe you're right. So because like China and Russia have different ones, so I think that you need to kind of change train, or change the I think you need to change the train, because it cannot go on the same railway.
Yeah.
So therefore, a train traveling from China to Western Europe would encounter gauge breaks twice, at the Chinese-Mongolian and the Chinese-Russian frontier, and at the Ukrainian or Belarusian border with Central European countries. Okay. Yeah, they need to change the tires. Are they called tires?
Yeah, we'll call them tires, because that's what we have in our minds.
Yeah.
I have tires in my mind as well, rather than train wheels, or like, that makes no sense. Wagon wheels. Like, what century are we living in? Tires.
I guess, even if it doesn't feel, okay, like it feels like that it has a certain other name.
But I wonder what it was that made them all decide, look, our trains are different to your trains because we want to be, what was the plan? Like, what kind of engineering of the landscape occurred to make them go, no, this wider train track is better, or like this thinner one is better, or so on and so forth?
I think that the countries were just quite more closed off, and each country decided, what to do. Like they knew about, okay, there's train technology in some other country, let's replicate that. But then they decided, like, why would we do it like this? We can do it in another way. And then years and years passed, and they then understood that, oh, maybe we will need to connect these two lines between, let's say, Russia and China, or and they were like, oops, we fucked up there.
Yeah.
Trying to find Siberian. It doesn't. The Moscow Vladivostok, which is that firmeni. Sleeper train among the stops. But it doesn't really say here as well. Well, we will try to figure out. Railway electrification in the Soviet Union.
Fantastic.
Were not undertaken, but work continued on some unfinished project was completed as well. The last segment of the was completed. Okay.
We're still talking about predominantly diesel.
Well, here says that in the post-Soviet era, it states after the Soviet Union fell apart in 1991, railway traffic in Russia sharply declined, and new major electrification projects were not undertaken, but work continued on some unfinished projects. The line to Murmansk was completed in 2005, and electrification of the last segment of the Trans-Siberian Railway from Khabarovsk to Vladivostok was completed in 2002.
Okay, by 2008.
Yeah, so by 2008, the ton-kilometers hauled by electric trains in Russia had increased to about 85 of rail freight. So I guess
we are talking about electrical.
Yeah, it seems so. But also this is maybe like to Vladivostok, so we're going a bit of a different route, because this would be through Russia all the way, but we have already cut through Mongolia. So we would need to check, but at least in Russia we are on electric trains, but we can also decide to go the other way around. Now we're a bit late with our
oh my god, let's go back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we'll go back to the electrical rail now, and then we'll take the most ecological route by the electrical rail.
Yeah, but maybe this one is also, I don't know, like it looks like, let me check. Because sometimes you can even see when it's electrical, like, because you can see.
Yeah, there's the lines over the track.
I don't know. Here I'm not 100% sure, but sometimes you can really see them.
Yeah. Well.
No, well, if not, we have prepared really well for
an
actual tray
that like literally depends on how much fuel consumption we are making.
Yeah,
I'm sure the person planning the trip is going to really enjoy that if you hire someone to do that, and then you're telling them they have to be electrical trains or cargo ships we're not traveling any other way. They'll be rather upset with us. They'll be asking us, why are we making life so difficult on them?
I know, but on the other hand, they have probably cushy jobs.
Yeah, and we'd have
And
to
sometimes you need to work at your job.
It's culture. It's culture. It's a job. It's a job. Like, look it up.
So now I'm just putting in all the main towns that we are passing or stopping by, so we don't lose ourselves during our travels. And then
Today I brought snacks, nuts and things. Is that okay?
yeah. I will tell you if I will hear it too much, but I don't think so. Oh,
it just didn't feel so authentic without the travel snacks.
I am sure that was a good idea. Okay. So I think I will just start, or maybe, yeah, start where we finished yesterday. Actually, at some point it will cut us off, but I know. But I think that we also, like, this is also, it feels like a doing of a madman or a mad woman, actually, to pre-prepare so much about the real travel as well.
Oh, some people would love this. Some people pre-prepare like this, exactly like this.
Well, I have done the work for them then.
And you gotta give that space for them as well. And don't upset them when you disappear for a few days and ring them and say, I decided to go a different direction because it looks cool.
Well, we need to also, this is like,
understand, the itinerary is planned to perfection.
But also in the end, like, sometimes it's not, you can plan it, but then something happens.
Like, you realize you only want to travel on electrical trains and you don't trust these diesel trains at all. Diesel explodes. It goes on fire.
Well, electricity can also. Actually, like, how does it work in winter? Hopefully.
The electricity.
Like, yes, but you know how it's frozen in Russia.
Like the same as in Finland?
Oh, yeah, maybe. I guess they found a way.
Yeah. Plus, with global warming, it's like -10 instead of -50.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm definitely reading a book on this part of the journey. It's just flat land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think on many of them we will be reading books. I will need to export everything to my Kindle, though. Books are too heavy.
How do you find that it's the satellite is taking pictures of the Earth at different times, so that you get this patchwork quilt of like the sun at different angles and so on.
Actually, if you're going to Google Earth Pro, which doesn't actually work so well, you get data also for different times of the day, and light changes a bit, etc. I think it's very nice to see, like, in some way you see more than you would see normally, because you see the land throughout like several years rather than just like the moment that you have been on the train and passed by a certain town.
So I also happened across this really interesting kind of video essay or story about the planet being so heavily surrounded by, what do you call it, satellites, that we would actually surround Earth in this mess of steel that like would literally start to speed up because it'd be caught in Earth's gravity. So actually, even if we had the means in the future and the ability to travel, do interstellar traveling, we'd have to also figure out a way of making the ships that leave Earth completely impervious to being hit with anything in outer space. Because just leaving the Earth alone would be so dangerous with so much material spinning around the Earth, thanks to all the satellites that we put up there. Because satellites get decommissioned, and sometimes they
of course they just leave them there, basically.
Yeah, they kind of just leave them there.
Yeah, like, do they do anything else with them?
So I wonder if even on this journey we've passed through a number of satellites and not just the same satellite photographing the Earth, you know?
Like, you can actually see, I don't know if on your screen is like good enough, but let's see, when I go in, you can see here on the button, it says CNES Airbus. So this was like from an Airbus, which is most of them. There's like some Maxar Technologies. And then I know that there's like some NASA. But you see, when you even like when you go out, maybe it changes, and when you go in. So actually, we have pretty good ideas of who made the pictures for us, or like who pre-planned our journey.
Yeah, it's the military industrial complex did this.
Well, map data is very, very like lucrative to some extent, because now for everything, even if like you can do a journey a day ahead or better, it's like for the massive scale from which we export and import stuff, let's say from China. If a cargo ship needs a day less to come, that's like maybe a few million euros that you kind of, made the deal cheaper.
Yeah.
Or the freight is cheaper. So you're just like, oh, yay. So having like really, really accurate information is very vital, vital for who wants to make money. Not for us. For us, I think it's a bit, we're just like profiting off of it because we can get like Google Maps that tells us the time, kind of.
Well, it gives us a chance to do a rather strange holiday before we go on our Christmas holidays.
But that's great. Like, we will actually have Christmas in Taiwan.
Yeah, like we get to do this ecological kind of holiday thing.
Yeah. But I'm interested in this, and I will try to research it next week also, what's the like impact of all of these servers and these satellites that did the picture, etc. So, you know, it's not probably as ecological as we would. Like our personal footprint, maybe it's not, because like, okay, you feel that it's just this electricity consumption that will come from our computers.
Yeah.
But it's not true, is it? Like, you know, some of these images are from satellites that went up, some other from Airbuses. Then Google has its own set of servers to make it work. So at the end, I'm not like, it's still the most ecological to just stay home. Doing nothing.
I bet it'd
Take a boot.
it'd be really funny if all of that together, actually, if you want to torture the numbers, you can torture them in a way that would show that the fuel consumption of getting the satellites, like our percentage in the satellites use and so on, would actually mean that we would go over the fuel consumption of a flight. You see, the thing that I like about numbers is that you can actually torture them in particular ways to show particular things.
Yeah.
And you can, like anything else, if you want to leave information in or take information out or add something here and add more there and so on.
Yeah.
You can start to read the world in that way.
Like,
because all those calculations already exist. It already exists and is known what it takes to get a certain size object into outer space, what the fuel consumption will be and what the ignition needs to be and so on.
Yeah.
And then once it's in outer space floating around, the duration of its safe operation, like how long it can be safely operated for, is also calculated and known and understood.
Yeah, I think that also this, we have like this drive for knowledge. I think this is how also satellites kind of, like, I hope this is how they came to be. But it's not like it's pricey on our Earth. It's not that just because we want to know more stuff that we're not hurting the planet at the same. Like, it really, really uses up a lot of resources for us just because we wanted to see like Earth from another point of view.
Well, it's really working out.
For us, yes.
Yeah, we've like totally changed our point of view on like this train journey. It's like playing the second Grand Theft Auto. Do you remember the second Grand Theft Auto that ever came out?
No, I think that maybe I played the first one and then not until the, I don't know, 7th or something like that.
But the first one was the same. You were kind of looking down on this dot from up above. And it was okay because you had just these kind of blurry dots and didn't really, like, the storyline was still the same. You're going around robbing cars and maiming people and murdering them. But like you literally were looking at it from a satellite kind of point of view.
Yeah. And then
now we're doing like just tourist things of looking at our train journey from a satellite view while just talking about the normal stuff that we talk about on a train, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do screen grab as well. Like, if nothing else, you feel that you have like a really luxurious train ride in the end.
Well, we did take the most luxurious train journey, so it's easy enough to imagine, all right.
Yeah, look at the amount of detail they put in. They even put your own bed into the sleeping compartment.
Yeah.
And your own kitchen. And my kitchen as well.
Precisely, yeah. And because I like to spoil myself, I have my own bar. Excuse me, I need to take this phone call, so I'm just going to step out of the carriage, okay?
Yeah, mute yourself. I think that's the easiest.
Hello? Hey. Oh. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. My apologies.
No worries. You would have also this in reality.
Yeah. And is there like special phone booths for people to step into and use a phone booth?
I'm not sure, actually.
Yeah.
I think it's just pretty noisy. Like people being happy on. Oh, look, missing train tracks. Okay, first notification of the day was that we have been derailed at some point.
Oh, no.
Not really derailed, but we went into the wrong direction, which thankfully I noticed before we were too late. So for all this path from somewhere like here, we went down here, and then the railway just stopped, and I was like, what should I do now? And then I saw that I was not on the right path, that there was the railway. But we're back on track. Second notification of the day is this. You see that the train tracks like continue here, but they don't really continue here.
Yeah.
That is, so we have also a phantom train somewhere, I guess.
Well, it just means it'll be different when we get there. This is the kind of thing that worries like very accurate planners. Like when they see an inaccuracy in the plan, then that's it. It's all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're not going to worry about inaccuracies so much unless we're lost for a number of years in the world, taking trains that we can't even read the signs where those trains are going.
Well, one of the lucky things is that I at least I can read Russian.
Oh, you're very lucky. I can barely even read English.
Yeah, but then there will be like, oh yeah, well, but Johanna can read Chinese, at least to a certain degree. So, okay, I will be in charge of the route until Beijing, and she can do it. What is this?
It's a black hole. Careful, you get sucked in.
There's many black holes. There has been also...
try and drop it into it.
Yeah,
maybe it's some kind of
just here.
It's a militarized zone.
I don't know.
They don't want
Here
to.
it doesn't look black at all. Oh, there's like a gas station. That's good. And then you cannot. Yeah. It was in that direction, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Let's try to. That is more certainly like something. Let's go. No, didn't want this. Okay, maybe on Google Maps, and this was there, and Dalan Yar Galan. Okay, it was somewhere here. Satellite. I think it was this one. Yeah, does it look the same? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the train is all on over. And what is the...
Is it a mine?
I don't know. know.
Or did the Russians manage to manifest a black hole on Earth?
I wouldn't be surprised. Come back.
That'd be pretty cool.
Directions,
You could just
transfer.
throw things into it. They'd be like buying all the rubbish off the rest of the world and throwing things into it. And then when you're like, what happens to the rubbish? They'd be like, gets condensed into like black matter.
Nearby. Restaurants? Well, I can go to see this. All on, or is the translation in R? All on, over, or. Maps, Wikipedia. Taxi. Yeah, Eldev coal mine. Maybe it's this.
Oh, it's a coal mine. No, we should have known it was something boring.
They produce 0.5 million tons of bituminous coal.
Yeah.
And marketed domestically and abroad to China via railroad, of course. And our nice luxurious train goes directly
Through it.
through it. Good.
Okay.
Maybe we're not on the right train tracks anymore.
Maybe we're not on the right train tracks. Somehow, I don't think our luxurious train would pass through a coal mine.
Do you think that maybe it would, but they would like just like close the windows?
Close
like,
all the curtains. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, here, like we just need to check something, and it needs to be very dark. We will just close the windows. We're sorry for the inconvenience.
Yeah, like a surprise party, and like
Yeah. Somebody has a birthday. We need to.
Yeah.
Just don't look out of the window, please. Thank you. That would be awesome, actually. Because look at the whole thing. Like the whole Earth is a bit like.
Yeah.
Like a batik
They'll
painting.
go on until it's all gone, really.
Yeah, but you can also see, like, even if you know that there's a lot of workers and there's like a city, but this is the only people that live. This is a dump.
This is?
It feels like a dumpster or like a landfill.
Landfill, yeah.
And there's like some greenery. Yay. Maybe.
That must be a mistake. They must have added that in just to make people like us feel better.
They photoshopped it in.
Yeah, they photoshopped it in.
But you can see like here, like also here, where's the change? You see here are some houses, and on the other side, I don't know. Is this houses? Is this yurts? Why is everything circular?
Somehow I'm starting to think that this is not necessarily an ecological journey, more of an eye-opening journey.
Yeah.
But like even in this format, it's an eye-opening journey because we've.
Yeah. Also, you see this is a body of water.
Yeah.
Is this like a normal color for water?
Well,
in Slovenia, this is not a normal color for water.
The tea-colored water, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like here, then you have like the green, okay, maybe algae. Ja, samo slišala se te bo na recordingu. Se te že sliši. Lahko pa dam pač uno. Yeah, should make it set. I actually need to check how much time it will still record, because I think it caps at 1 hour. I don't know. Yes, I know. When do you need to go, Alan?
It was not until like 2 or so. Like I've still got hours to go.
Okay.
I can hang out with you for another few hours. Why? Do you need to go somewhere?
No, it's not like that. I was thinking because I was under the impression that you had like a certain amount of time.
No, I can hang out on this train till we get to our destination. I'm sorry I just dropped in Mongolia. Like, it would have been nice to meet up sooner.
Yeah, and this is how it goes.
And so it goes.
You just flown magically to Mongolia. You cycled, you know, this is why.
Well, in this journey, I logged in. And the password is really nice because it's my son's name that we never gave him.
Which means?
Which means we were going to call him that name, but then we decided not to give him that name. Due to it being too hippie, fairy-like, and so.
Great. Oh, there's actually a museum here. Do you want to visit the museum? Let's see if we can. So you see there's culture everywhere. It's not, oh my God, this would be so weird living in a place like this. Is this the museum? Continue to go. Yes, okay, but museum of what?
What did you ask me?
We're now in a museum, or trying to be in a museum, and we're trying to see a museum of what?
Oh, I went to a social care worker to find out how they work, and it's interesting. They're just telling me here how they work, and it makes sense. Makes sense. I might go meet one in real life.
Oh, human evolution. Okay, it's a museum of things. Okay. So this museum that is in this remote town, it's about like a monk. It's a museum of his possessions, which were scattered around the Gobi Desert.
I've got a
just mute yourself.
Phone call coming in. 1 moment, just mute myself.